without telling anybody. And then, I remember when I was in college, that's when I actually was like, well, let me just try this out. Let me just see, if I can really do this, because I really love this wrestling, and I think I have something. I don't know if it is anything, but maybe I have what it takes to become a wrestler.
Okay, fair enough. I mean, we've heard Mr. Anderson earlier say basically the same thing. I mean, he said that he used to make fun of his friends for watching wrestling because he really didn't appreciate it. And then when he started watching it, he understood that it was a lot of things he liked to do. It was, the athleticism, the entertainment value. So that's how he became in wrestling. Now, I've been to plenty of Warriors of Wrestling shows. You've seen us all down there. What is going on with this whole toilet paper thing? When did this start?
Oh, it's so crazy. The cool thing about Warriors of Wrestling is that they have like so many ideas. I mean, if fans don't know, I mean, everybody knows that Joey B is the owner of the company.
Mm-hmm.
And, Joey B has given me like a backing, like from the get-go. I came in because of him. I got the okay from him, from this guy, Tony Torres. He was cool with Tony Torres. And I came in, he gave me the go around. He's like, all right, do your character and let's see if it works, and we'll see where we're going to go from there. And, little by little, the whole character, the whole Lamb Lover thing kept going and going and going. And then, Joey one day, he was like, how about use this little toilet paper thing? Let's see how that works. So we had a toilet paper, and he gave it to like one of his relatives that came to the show one day. He had him throw the actual toilet paper at me, and I didn't know that he did that. And then after the show, he's like, he starts laughing at me. He's like, oh, did you like that? And then like all the fans were kind of getting into it, and then from there on, I mean, that's how the toilet paper happened. And then we started bringing it into the matches and stuff like that. And he started buying the toilet paper, and there you go. I mean, the fans buy toilet paper at the show. It's ridiculous. It's awesome.
I kind of walked in late to it. I stepped out of the room to probably go get a drink, and then I came back, and it was literally toilet paper just flying all over the ring.
It was so crazy. This guy, like, he can be really annoying a lot of times. He's annoying, but he knows what he's doing. And at first, I thought, like, I'm like, yo, are you just, like, what are you doing here? Like, what are you doing to me? Like, I took it a little personal when Joey had the toilet paper idea. But then all of a sudden, it made sense. And then he gained, like, this big thing. Do you remember when Hollywood Hogan turned heel for the very first time in WCW?
Yes.
So basically, I was pissed off at him when he told me that. And, like, his whole idea, because I was, like, pissed. I'm like, yo, what the fuck are you doing? I was pissed. And then he told me that story. I'm like, oh, my God. And then I'm like, all right, you got me there. And then it was the most baddest idea you ever came up with.
It is funny because I just see the fans walking in after paying their tickets, and it's like every other fan has a roll of toilet paper in their hand, and it just,
It is, and you know what? And the cool thing about it is that it gives, like how you were saying, we're not performing in front of like 50,000 fans. It's intimate. It's an intimate show, and like 200, 300, 400 maybe, and the chance for a fan to just go ahead and throw something toilet paper. I mean, obviously it's not really going to hurt me. It's not going to hurt anybody in the show. So I mean, but it just gets them more involved into the dynamics of an actual wrestling event. It makes them feel a part of something. And that's
Absolutely.
that's what the toilet paper is doing.
Absolutely, and I do suggest to the fans that you, just for the safety of the wrestlers, that you do use the 2-ply double quilted.
Oh, of course, it's double quilted. Only the best.
Nice
Not
and
that cheap
nice
stuff
and cushy.
that you get at a restaurant that will break midway.
Yeah, nobody wants that that single ply recycled. Hits you in the face. It feels like sandpaper. Nobody wants that.
Oh, that's the worst. Then you need some baby wipes after that.
Okay, I want you to answer your critics. We were a critic of you when we first started attending Warriors of Wrestling shows. I think you were taking on Christopher Daniels,
right.
And we had some rough moments in the match, and we told Joe when we go there and we report, we come back on the air to talk about the match, that we kind of tell it the way it is. We don't like to sugarcoat, because if anybody else goes to the matches because of things that based on what we say, and it's the opposite of what we say, it kind of makes us look bad. So. And I'm sure there's other Facebook sites that bash wrestlers, and
of course, yeah.
I want you to answer the critics. I want you, because there's a couple sites, and I won't name them because I'm not going to give them their 5 minutes of fame. But
them. I know who they are.
Yeah.
I go to that all the time. I like it.
Yeah. A lot of guys get a kick out of it because they're like, "Yay, I made the page!" They get excited, but. Deep down inside, though, it's an insult, and it's probably coming from people who don't even wrestle. They're, as I like to call them, they're armchair promoters that think they know what's good for business. But explain to your fan base, explain to our fan base that it's not like you're walking out of your bedroom and into a ring, and that's how it happens. That how much work is involved.
Yeah, there's a lot of work that's involved. There's like years and years of work. Nobody ever gets it. You can never get up and roll out of bed and just say, okay, I got this. I know exactly. I am the best wrestler in the entire world. Even the wrestlers that are really, really good, they're never going to tell you that. Like, they're going to say, oh, I'm good, I'm decent. They're going to be humble. But there's always just so much to learn, because there's always like different way to do something. Every match is different. Every wrestler that you wrestle is different. Every type of match or stipulation in a match is different. So there's so many variables that are involved in an actual wrestling show, that like match number 1 is always going to be different than match number 3. Match number 3 is always going to be different than the match number 5, and so forth and stuff like that. So put it that way. If you know anything about math, you have 9 matches on a card. And you multiply 9 times 8 times 7 times 5, you get like over thousands of different type of ways that you can start and finish a match. Mm-hmm. And that's just statistics, you know what I mean? So there is just so much that gets involved in wrestling. There's training, there's going to the gym, there's eating right, there's tanning, there's working on promos when you're at home, there's working on promos when you're on your way to work, or It's so much that goes behind the scenes that a lot of fans don't know.
And it to me it's naive when people bash wrestlers in general. If you want to bash the WWE guys and the TNA guys because they're getting paid millions of dollars, okay, go right ahead. But when you're bashing a guy that's making $40 a night because he's got bills to pay and he's trying to entertain 100 people, I think to me that's wrong.
That's based on interpretation. At the end of the day, everybody's entitled to their opinion, no?
Yeah, but to have an opinion and to verbally berate somebody, I think is kind of too thin. It's okay to say, look, I don't enjoy watching this guy wrestle, or he doesn't entertain me. But there's another thing that to like purposely nitpick and make videos and parodies, and to go all out of your way to show your dislike for somebody.
Then that person has no life.
I agree.
That person probably has no life. If they want to go way out of their way to go in their mother's house somewhere in their basement where they're probably not paying rent for, then they need to get a real hobby.
I agree with that.
They need a hobby, please.
Okay, January 24th, Warriors of Wrestling returns to Staten Island at Fun Station USA in Travis, and it's going to feature WWE star Eugene.
Yep.
Do you know who you're taking on, or where what's going on the card as far as you're concerned?
I know that the fans are in for a really good treat. It's going to be me and Aaron Stride. We are taking on slipping. I think we're taking on Benjamin Quinn and the BA Kid. I'm pretty sure. I could be wrong, but let me double check right now. I don't want to give you the wrong information.
Which, ladies and gentlemen, indie events, the cards are subject to change because...
Cards are always subject to change, yeah.
Guys get sick, they get hurt, family emergencies come first, so you know how that is.
No, yeah, I had it right, yeah. It's B8 Kid versus... B8 Kid and Benjamin Quinn versus myself and God's gift Aaron Stride and his BFF, Josh Maddox.
Josh Maddox. That guy makes me hilarious. Where does that guy shop for? Where does he shop for his shirts? They're hilarious.
Oh man, it was probably somewhere expensive in whatever town they live in.
Social media. It is the life as we know it. Where can fans reach you on social media?
On Twitter, which I usually use like if someone tags me in a post, I'm always good for retweeting or favoriting the post. It's Latin LVR 214, so obviously it's like Latin lover, but It's at Latin LVR 214. And on Instagram, which is my favorite, it would be Latin _lover _ Chachi. And that was more of a personalized page a little, and so I get to put in a little extra things on that page. So.
Yeah, Instagram is it's kind of become it's kind of humorous now because people have just gone out of the way just to take some ridiculous pictures and post them to show that.
My favorite. I love it. I can't get enough.
Because you know what? We get to see that like wrestlers, like not just indie, but even like mainstream wrestlers. They're real people. Mm-hmm. People forget. Yeah. They're real people. They have real lives.
Right. Just like me. Just like me. I have a real life outside of wrestling, and I'm doing all right in my real life, and I've always have been. So yeah, it's so the people that actually, think of the whole Latin lover, and that's all that I am. Obviously, there's more to somebody's life, just like how you're describing, and the whole Instagram helps me just post a little extra on the things that I like and the things that make me laugh, and it's fun,
Absolutely. And we appreciate Chachi. We appreciate you giving us a call and taking the time to talk with us. And we'll see you in Staten Island on the 24th.
I can't wait.
All right, man. Take care.
Take care.
That was the Latin lover, Chachi from Warriors of Wrestling. Ladies and gentlemen, hope you enjoyed that interview. Let's see. Damage 365 Radio will be live January 23rd. Let's see. Valkyrie's Women's Professional Wrestling in South Jersey. That'll be our first time at a Valkyrie event, and we're going to be reunited with about 4 or 5 former guests of this show. I'm looking forward to that. I'm very excited. January 24th, the aforementioned Warriors of Wrestling from Staten Island, New York, will feature former WWE star Eugene, and that is courtesy of ESS Promotions. February 6th, D2W Wrestling returns to Wharton, New Jersey. That'll be our second time at that show. And February 7th, we make our debut at On Point Wrestling at their 2-year anniversary show from Williamstown, New Jersey. So we have it all lined up. We have a lot of things going on. Next week on the show, we have 2 special guests that will join us. Chris Levin, the head official and promoter from Valkyrie, and Valkyrie superstar Nikki Adams. Both will join us on the show as we wind down our way to our 100th episode, which will be coming the last Sunday of the month. We have a great show lined up as well. You can check us out at facebook.com/damage365 for more information on guests and where we're going to be. Reach us out on Twitter at Damage365Radio. We are on Instagram at Damage365Radio. And as always, streaming live on Skype every show, Damage365Radio. Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to thank you for taking your time to listen to episode number 2 of season number 3. I ask that you please help control the nitwit population and have your friends spayed or neutered ladies and gentlemen, enjoy the rest of your weekend.
Want to take me home, take me home.